This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. That little jam there was between me and another fellow YouTuber, a chap called Steve Cassidy, and his channel is Steve Cassidy Guitar. I've been watching his videos for a little while now, and his channel is, I think it's fair to say, in its infancy. And, I'm enjoying what he's doing, so I just thought I'd get him on here and have a bit of a play together and have a bit of a chat as well. That's coming up in a moment. But before we get to that, I'll just mention a little bit of housekeeping. As usual, there is a full tab for that piece of music in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with a clip of us both playing it, and a jam track for you to play along with yourself. All of that is obviously up on my Patreon page. There's the address, and the link is in the description. $3 or £2.50 a month gets you access to all of these additional goodies that go along with these YouTube videos. A massive thank you to each and every one of you who support me in that or any of the other ways, all of which are linked down below in the description. Anyway, I said we're going to have a little bit of a chat with Steve, so let's have a chat with Steve. Right, so let's talk about you.
Oh no.
Who are you? What do you do? What's who your influence is? How did you end up playing guitar and ending up doing it on YouTube? What's your story?
That's a long story, isn't it? Right, so
well, be as brief as you want.
Be as brief as I can. So playing guitar, I think, well, my father's a guitar player, very lucky growing up. So Stevie Wonder, Steely Dan, Beach Boys, all that stuff's going on in the house all the time. So that's been hugely great. Didn't always appreciate it at the time, but later on you go back to these things, and I'm glad it kind of went in there. Parents got me a guitar when I was like 7. It was, I don't know if you remember the brand Artist.
Yes, yeah, remember those.
It was a half-size pink Hot Pink Artist Explorer.
Okay.
Just like everybody else's first guitar, you know. So yeah, one of these and a GHS amp, and I made a bit of noise on that for a couple of weeks, and then that went in the cupboard with the karate suit and the space hopper, and we never seen that again until I was about 14, and then I picked up the acoustic, and then yeah, that was it. It took that time. What's the Story, Morning Glory, Oasis chord book? That was the first book I got.
Yep.
Pretty much learned all that within a couple of months, and then same as everybody else, just went straight on to Joe Satriani and Steve Vai, as you do.
Bit of a leap, like, but you know, I was around at the time, and I do remember kids who were learning Smells Like Teen Spirit. You know, by the time they'd finished having lessons, and they'd learned that, you know, can you show me how to play this? And they'd come in with Metallica's Black Album or something. You know.
Yeah. That was the time. That was exactly the time, yeah. So, yeah, got into all that stuff, and then did it through school, and then went to college, got a degree in music, and then did what everybody does when they graduate with a music degree. I went to work with the NHS for like 16 years. And taught guitar on the side a little bit. Gigs, always been gigging all throughout. Mm-hmm. And yeah, just left the NHS a couple of years ago. Been teaching in a school for about, it's nearly 8 years now.
Well, teaching guitar, or just being all right, okay.
Teaching guitar, yeah, in a private school. So we're closed for the summer, which is great. So I've got a bit more time now to put into the YouTube, and I'm going to try and build up some content. But yeah, the reason I started the channel, there was a couple of reasons. So the most current sort of cover band that I play with, I started a YouTube channel for that, and it was editing the videos, and I was getting a lot of criticism from my bandmates because the videos were so bad. I was just using this Windows Microsoft sort of really, really basic editor, and there was no transitions. It was just like half song jump cut to another half song. It was just the worst. So I thought I really need to get better at this video editing. And then around the same time as that, December last year, I was having this sort of Jet and Fazley thing. What's going on with these two guitars? And I wanted to know, so I was looking on YouTube to see if anybody had done any of the content I was looking for. No one done it, so I thought, well, I'm going to do it.
So to get a little bit nerdy for a second, what video editor do you use now?
I'm using DaVinci Resolve now.
Okay.
That's my third one.
Try NCH VideoPad.
All right, okay.
That's what I've been using it for years. And there's a free version, which I started off using, but then there's a paid for one, which has got a few more like different transitions from scene to scene and stuff like that. You don't have to just do a crossfade every time. What floats your boat musically then? What do you listen to these days? What if you're going to just stick on Apple Music or Spotify or like one of those old school compact disc things, you know?
Yeah. So Spotify, much like yourself, I've heard you talking about the convenience of Spotify yourself. Yeah, I'm a Spotify user too. Not sponsored.
Yeah.
But for your viewers, they might be a little bit disappointed to hear. I don't actually listen to too much guitar music these days. I haven't done for a long time. I do enjoy it occasionally, and most of the guitar music I'll watch will be on YouTube. Mm-hmm. I'm a massive Nuno Bettencourt fan, an Extreme. My sister was into them like from More Than Words time, and she got me into them. Going to see them in Glasgow in October, so excited about that. But yeah, so I've been listening to the Extreme's new album. So that's like guitar music. But other than that, I like really like Moonchild. You heard Moonchild before? Kind of like acid jazz solo stuff.
No,
like a bit of Louis Cole.
That's new to me, I'm afraid. So
sorry to cut you off, John. I just thought of something that might be interesting to your viewers, because I went to a gig a couple of weeks ago. I went to Muse a couple of weeks ago, but the week before that, I went to see a band called the Unknown Mortal Orchestra.
Right.
And their guitar player is phenomenal. He's so good, very unique, definitely worth checking out. Ruben Nielsen, I think his name is.
Okay.
And he was just, great player, fantastic. Check him out.
We shall check him out. So, as I was about to say there, what's your guilty secret? If somebody was hacked into your Spotify account, what would they go, no way, he's listening to that? What would that be?
I don't know. I'm not too embarrassed about that. I kind of wear it on my sleeve, but maybe people wouldn't be so keen on Michael McDonald. I don't know. Michael McDonald.
Nothing wrong with Michael McDonald. Good chanter.
Yeah. Yacht rock kind of stuff. A lot of people might not be into that, but that's all I can think of. What about you? What's yours?
The one song that I guess most people would be mortified to realise that I absolutely love in 10-foot tall capital letters is Where Do You Go To, My Lovely by Peter Sarsted.
Oh, I'll need to check. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I do know that. Yeah.
I don't know what it is. That song just makes the, I'm getting goose flesh now just thinking about it.
Oh, wow.
I can't explain why. It's the cheesiest, most kind of cringeworthy song on the face of it, but it just gets me every time.
Is it taking you back to a place and time? Maybe a fond memory?
Probably some desperate, awful Pontins holiday camp when I was a kid. How many guitars do you own?
Oh, man. Right, so I'm looking around, but even electrics were getting near 20, which is bad.
Yeah.
But a lot of them have been quite recent, and these budget guitars don't help. They don't help at all, when they're reducing the Fazlies to like 56 quid and stuff like that. It's like, whoa.
I know. Thankfully, I was too busy to see people talking about that. And when I went out of stock, it's like Toman have got this Harley Benton kind of big sale on at the moment, and there's a couple there that I thought, okay, oh no, it's out of stock. Oh well, I'm saving up for something a bit special. So I've been very sensible and opened a savings account to just chuck a few quid into when it's there to kind of hopefully get me near to this guitar that I really, really covet, which I'm not going to mention what it is now, Eastman. So I don't want to be kind of dipping into that because I love Harley Benton guitars, but all the ones I'm interested in I've either owned or tried, and it's like, do I need another one just because it's 25% cheaper? But which guitar would be your Lucille? The BB King story where he runs back into the burning building.
Right. Well, it's probably going to be actually the Fender Starcaster. I'll grab it quickly. Just put it on camera. So, as you may or may not have seen, if anybody's seen my videos, I've been trying to love Les Paul recently and struggling.
Yeah,
this has always been my compromise for the Les Paul. I just not the Les Paul, but that kind of G style guitar.
Yeah.
But I've got a massive epic story about that guitar that I'm holding off to share. I'm waiting until I've got some more subscribers and stuff because it's like quite a big story. I don't want to put it out to like a couple hundred views, but I absolutely love that thing. It's had some mods and stuff, but how it came to be is that a
Duesenberg trem you put on there? Is it?
It is a Duesenberg trem, yeah, a Les trem too. And I've just recently acquired, I got it for my 40th from my lady, a Squire Starcaster Contemporary series, and I've got a Duesenberg ready to go on that as well. Currently trying to turn that into a Gretsch, as you do.
Yeah. What about how do you feel about Telecasters? Because that's usually from a Strat guy like you to the Les Paul. The Telecaster is often the gateway drug, isn't it? That's what gets you used to the kind of twin pickups and the slab sort of the kind of uncontoured body. How do you feel about these?
Well, I've got three. I think I've got three tellies, two HH style ones, and I've got a parts caster that I made last year. I assembled last year. I like a telly. What I found that I like the best out of the telly is the middle position.
Yep.
So I've actually been experimenting with, not experimenting with, it's a pretty common mod, but I've been getting that done on my Strat. I was using the freeway switch for a while so I can access that tone on the Strat. So I kind of feel like I've got that bass cover now that I like from the telly. But I've got the contours and the comfort.
What do you play through anyway? What's your rig? Like,
actually, I've just made a video about that because I had a gig on Saturday there, and I thought, trying to get some content out, I thought I'll take the viewers with me. So I went and I packed up my bag, all the things that I take, and then put it in the bag, why I've chose each kind of thing, and then went to the gig and set it up and stuff like that. But yeah, I joined this sort of, I hadn't played for maybe a couple of years, maybe a few years, and just started with this new band last year. So I thought, right, I'm going to take this opportunity to try something different. So I went the ampless route, which has been not easy. It's been a bit of a headache. I don't know if I would recommend it. I'm still sort of getting my head around it. So I'm using the HX Stomp XL. I've got the in-ears, just my guitar bag. So everything just all comes in the gig bag, which is pretty cool. That's the sort of benefit, really. And the other thing is that's really good that in your monitors, they do sound really great for everyone else in the band. Like, so the keys sound brilliant, the vocals, everything sounds amazing, but the guitar tones just, I don't know why, they just don't, just got that little bit of sterile kind of sound to it, but the sort of payoff is that everything else sounds good. After the gig, your ears aren't ringing,
Yeah.
and I could take everything on my back, so it's kind of like, can't have it both ways, you know?
What are your plans? What are your musical ambitions? You're full-time teaching guitar now. Obviously, you're off for the summer break now. But is the guitar going to be a career for you, or is this just a stopgap till a proper job comes along?
Well, no. Guitar's like been the constant since I was like 14. Never really stopped. Like I said, did the degree and all that kind of thing, and I've been teaching and gigging just constantly throughout. This YouTube thing's just a new sort of avenue, and I'm just seeing how it goes. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the process. I like like all aspects of it. I like learning new things in general. So learn about the video editing, but I didn't realize there was so much to learn, like lighting and working a camera. Well, I'm not working a camera. I'm just doing everything on my phone. It's really kind of lo-fi.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm enjoying it, and I like that. I used to. I was watching one of your videos yesterday, actually, John, when you were talking about how you write things as well, but it's been a while. It's much the same for me, because you need to put so much time aside to kind of get something done. And I must have, like, in my Cubase folder from years ago, about, I don't know, 60 like half finished project things that I'll probably just never get around to. But what I like about the YouTube thing is when if I'm demoing a guitar or something like that, I'll get to write a wee riff or a wee ditty, and then that's something that's just like a small thing. I still get to be a little bit creative, and then I get to add it into this thing as well. Yeah. And it's about guitars, and there's community and stuff as well, which is really cool.
Which brings me to another point that I wanted to raise. Let's dial back to Spotify. As a musician, how do you feel about Spotify? Do you think it's a good or a bad thing for the music industry?
That's a big question, isn't it? So yeah, I totally get it that it's not great for the creators, the artists. They don't get a good deal, but I mean, when have musicians ever got a good deal, you know? So for my convenience and enjoyment of it, I like to consume it that way. I don't know what the alternative is. I mean, I think there's other apps, like I think maybe Deezer or something like that might be better to artists. I've heard that before. I don't know if it's true. I've never really looked into it. But yeah, I'm just too lazy. Sorry, everyone.
I mean, my take on it is that I think it's been a breath of fresh air for creators as well. And most people kind of stand agog and open mouthed when I say that, because they're getting ripped off. Well, here's the thing, right? Once upon a time, a band or an artist would do a tour as a loss leader to sell copies of the album. Mm-hmm. Okay, because that was the cash cow, and the merch, you know, obviously. But basically, you know, you might lose money on the tour, but you're going to make it back on album sales. It's just the other way around now. Okay, the album is the loss leader to sell tickets for the tour, and why I think that's a good thing is that if it's meaning that in order to earn a decent living, creators and musicians are having to get out there and play live, it sort of filters out the people who can't get out there and play live. You know, in the Spotify age, there would never be a Milli Vanilli. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, if you can't get up in front of an audience and do it, then you ain't going to have, you know, a revenue stream. I've got a couple of albums up on Spotify, and every now and again I'll log into my dashboard and see, oh, right, I can treat the missus to a curry tonight thanks to Spotify earnings, you know, about once a year. You know, so, but I accept that. I accept that, you know, if I wanted to make a living playing that music, I'd have to put a band together, and I'd have to go out on tour, and no, I'm too old for that now. But generally speaking, I think that these streaming services, yes, they are pitiful in the amount that they pay to the creators, but it makes the creators go out and play live. It's I think it's rejuvenated live music, because look at how many festivals there are nowadays compared to like 25 years ago. So getting back to the videos, what's your setup? How do you make a video? What's the what's your creative process from start to finish? How do you do it?
Wow, right. Right, I'm stuck. Hold on. I was thinking well, this is another thing I was just going to mention, how we're talking about you've made a video on YouTube advice kind of thing.
Yeah.
And when I started and I watched that video series from the other channel, like Geargasms, I found it really helpful. So from when I started the channel from the get-go, I thought, they always say don't sort of do different things, sort of find your niche and stick with it. But I'm thinking I remember the reasons that you said you maybe didn't want to do the video because you thought, who am I kind of thing. Even although, to me, John, you're the guy. You're massive, you know.
Thank you.
So for me, tiny wee channel, I'm thinking I want to document this because this could help people, because there's so much I've learned in such a short space of time. Like my first video, which is my channel intro, I'm about to redo that because I don't think it's a very good sales pitch for the channel. So I've learned so much in that short space of time. But so what am I using? Basically, if I need to do guitar sounds, I'll do the HX Stomp into. Hold on a second, I'll show you this.
Speed it up.
That's it. This Roland Go Mixer Pro.
Okay.
So it's just a little mixer that goes into my smartphone, into my Android phone. So I can have my HX Stomp into there. I can get a backing track from another source, and I can have a mic, and I can talk if I want to. But I've kind of separated it into just doing the guitar sound demo parts on their own, and then I'll talk with the mic later on, and then just splice it all together, kind of thing. The editing takes me a long time, and the scripting takes me a long time as well. Ideas, I've got billions of ideas. I just can't get them all done. Yeah, we'll get there though.
Do you get that thing as well? Like this afflicts, and Colin from Guitarist talks about this as well. It's like, it's okay if you've got a piece of music written that you're going to use to demo a guitar, but when you're just doing let's have a quick look at what it's like and everything. Does your mind go completely blank and you can't think of anything to play?
Well, funny you should mention no, but I think most musicians can, or a lot of us musicians can relate to the old, when you're put on the spot and asked to play something.
Yep.
For some reason you don't know anything. There's just not a single song or a riff or anything will come to your head. You're just like, oh, I don't know what to play. So yeah, I don't get that, but well, no, I do get that if I'm in that situation. But when I'm making a video and I pick up a guitar, it's maybe because of the variety of guitars I've got, and guitars tend to give you something. I don't know if you think that. I kind of feel that way. So yes, something usually comes out pretty quickly. And what I like to do for when I'm doing the guitar review demos, is I want to hear a clean tone with fingers, and I want to hear the dirty tones with a pick, because it's something that when I'm watching videos, that's what I want to hear from reviewers, and I just I miss that. So I think, right, that's going to be my thing. I'm going to do that.
So, what are your plans for doing other things on the channel? I mean, you mentioned that thing there where you showed kind of taking the your loyal viewer with you to the gig and showing your rig and that sort of stuff. Correct me if I'm wrong, but most of the videos I've seen of you're demoing guitars. Any plans to look at amps or pedals or kind of useful bits and pieces of software that we're all kind of using a computer in some description or other now for many things. So, any plans to branch out into those areas?
I mean, never say never, but at this point, I think my sort of soul is still pure in that I'm not sort of chasing the views too much, even although my thumbnail nails might suggest different. So I'm just going to stick with what I'm interested in and what sort of I want to show people, like the things that I want to know. So I was interested in the Fasleys, did the Fasleys, got Harley Benton's, Jets, all that kind of thing. So I like that sort of stuff. So that's what I'm going to do. Pedals, I've never been into pedals, and I'm so thankful for that, because I've got like a compulsive personality, and if I got into pedals, I would get into pedals.
Yep.
So that just seems like a never-ending stream for content, which is good. But I don't know, it's not for me.
Okay, fair enough. And unless you've got anything else to add, I think we'll kind of just wind things up with the final question. Money, no object. Absolutely money, no object. You've just scooped £1 bazillion on the Euro Millions lottery. What guitar are you going to go out and buy?
You know what? That's a great question, but I'm not going to go out and buy one. I'm just going to spec it.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm going to spec one. Yeah. I mean,
so what would it be?
Well, I'm going to do a video on that as well, but there's so much I've learned from that Charvel guitar that I got. So many cool features that I would want to have. But basically, I like my roasted maple necks, maple fretboards, 9.5-inch radius. I won't bother too much about things that you could change, like, locking tuners is good, but I mean, that's the kind of thing you can throw on any guitar. Like Graph Tech nut, HSS, Alder body preferably. The truss rod heel adjustment at the heel, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't get enough of that. That's basically it. Yeah.
Okay.
Stainless steel frets.
Stainless steel frets. Yeah.
Yes.
I've got a guitar arriving when it's Dan, the guy who built my main guitar, is
Blondie.
Blondie. Shall we have a look at Blondie?
Of course.
There we go. There's Blondie. Just been playing her this morning.
The beauty.
But there's a semi-hollow version of Blondie with stainless steel frets arriving at some point. Anyway, Steve, I think I've taken up enough of your time there, mate. Is there anything else you want to ask me?
Well, I could do this all day, John, and I just want to thank you big time for all your support. You've helped me loads starting out. All the advice you've been emailing me back and forward to getting this collaboration going, that was a lot of fun, by the way.
Glad you enjoyed
hopefully
it.
the people will get to see that. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Hopefully we'll do another one.
Yeah, by the time people are watching this part of the video, they've already heard that. So
all right, okay. Well, nice one. Hope you enjoyed that. But yeah, another thing I just wanted to mention was I just wanted to promote your. I don't need to promote anything for you because you've got the massive following and whatnot. But anybody who doesn't know or doesn't come on your Friday beer o'clock live stream, I've been there every week since the start of the channel, and it's a great community you've built up. And anyone that comes over, if I've not seen it, come over and watch it. And I would also recommend that you get involved, get in the chat, because it just adds an extra layer of enjoyment for me, anyway. Yeah,
it is. It's fair to say it's a highlight of my week, that live stream. You know, it's I'm kind of beavering away in here on a Friday, kind of editing videos and this, that, and the other. And then about 2 o'clock, I take the dog out for a walk and come back, and it's like, let's set the live stream up. So log into StreamYard and set it all up. And that, for me, when I'm kind of create live stream, click that button, for me, that is when the weekend starts. And of course, a beer. Who doesn't love a beer on a Friday?
That's it.
Anyway, Steve.
Sometimes I'll have one with you, sometimes not. But yeah, sorry, carry on, John.
I was just going to say thank you so much for joining me today, and keep in touch, and let's, as you say, let's do another collaboration at some point. Maybe we can rope somebody else in. See if we can get.
Oh, great.
See if we can get maybe another YouTuber in. I'm knocking on Colin's door at the moment, Guitarist, to see if he's wanting to do something. So that might be a nice little thing. But it's all speculation at this moment in time.
Nice one, yeah.
And I'm just going to kill the recording now.
No worries. Yeah. Good luck with the editing. Hopefully I've not gave you too much work to do there, John.
We'll manage, mate. We'll manage.
Thanks, mate.
Take care.
Right.
And just to wrap up, I want to say a massive thank you to Steve for agreeing to be part of this, and for a rather stellar performance in that little jam at the top of the video. He's quite the tasty player, isn't he? I certainly think so as well. And I think what he did contrasted very well with my little contribution to that as well. Did I mention earlier that there is a jam track as well as the tabs and everything up on Patreon? If I didn't, I just did. But But that is pretty much the video for today, folks. A massive thank you to Steve for joining me in this, as I say, and thank you all for watching. Hope you found it informative and entertaining in some small way. And if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so, and why not drop me a like as well while you're at it. And while you're about it, go and check out the link to Steve's channel in the description and go and subscribe to him as well and show him a bit of love. But that is pretty much it for today, folks. Thank you so much for watching and thank you for your time. Look forward to seeing you all on the next one. But until then, look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.